Okay, everyone, and hello, and welcome back to the third episode of the Spiked Launch Podcast, a podcast about TEPPEN, Capcom, and Gung Ho's latest card game for currently only mobile devices, maybe other devices sometime soon. Today with me are Steven, aka The True Asian. Hello.
Hey,
Lovely co-host. And joining us this week, last season's at one point top 10 and definitely one of the best control deck Ryus on Twitch currently, Time Rocker. Hello.
What's up? How's it going?
That's going pretty good. We've gotten a lot of news. Like, holy crap. Like, we were expecting like, oh, they're going to switch the season over. Oh, they're going to nerf like Spike Launch and all that. And they did. We talked about it in the last week's episode. Spike Launch, of course, went from 17 to 20 and is capped at 12 damage and is almost completely absent on the ladder. But we got a lot else. So big news right out the gate. We'll get into the balance changes and new cards released soon. But it seems like there's going to be a lot of money entering the TEPPEN scene. Guys, what do you think about it?
It's a little overwhelming. Just the thought of that is a lot of money.
It is terrifying.
Like I was third place earlier today, and I was like, oh my god, this is happening. And then I lost the game, and I was like, oh wait, it's not happening.
wait.
Yeah.
The way the top three works is gonna be like an open like an open tournament, and whoever top three that tournament in October will get in. So it's not by ladder.
Oh, I thought it was by ladder.
But you
I
might
don't know.
get
It was a little
invited based
confusing
on
the way
ladder.
they explained it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, so Capcom has announced venues and dates across the world. All of them, or at least the vast majority of them, seem to have, at least to me, based on the player count, very large prize pools. So I think the first nearest, at least in the West for us, PAX West, some sort of an invitational. Guys, embarrassing story. I think I got invited to that, and I'm like, oh, it's too close to Monster Hunter. I can't make it.
oh wow,
$27,000 on the line, something like that. Something insane.
that's crazy.
That's a lot of money. So who knows exactly how it's going to work? Maybe it's going to be like a 100-person tournament, 50-person, 20. I don't know. Maybe the top one takes it all. But they are definitely, if you want to spend marketing monies wisely, like just give it to the players. Get a lot of people playing the game, right?
Yeah, for real. That and get Amazon involved. It seems like
not a
Do you
bad
guys know what
choice
happened
either.
about Amazon? Like, what are they doing specifically? I didn't really catch what happened with Amazon. I just knew they were there.
from what I saw, it looked like it was one of the big executives from Amazon Japan who was going to be basically they're going to be like the biggest what they call the platinum sponsor, I believe it was. Of the whole tournament. So I mean, I think they're the ones putting towards the majority of the prize pool to push the game and probably get it on like the Amazon App Store and stuff.
Yeah, I think the way I look at it is like at a lot of these big conventions, you'll have sometimes the Geico Gaming will show up and they'll just throw out a lot of money to help sponsor players and also to help, promote the event and stuff like that. And they just get their name associated with the event. So Amazon's the first on the bus. Probably going to be huge in Japan. I mean, they're already huge in Japan, so I don't know if they necessarily need the marketing, but they'll definitely have their name associated with TEPPEN as a product, which is interesting. I mean, that means that at least somebody at Amazon evaluated the game within its first, I guess it's been just over a month at this point, right? And said, this is something that we're willing to go in on. Because it's been like a month and 4 days, right? It was July 4th that it came out, right?
Yeah, 4th of July. Yeah.
Wow. That's
I mean,
crazy.
who knows how long they've been talking to him though. I mean, this is Capcom, and they've been doing a lot of good stuff lately with all their IPs. So they're doing some smart stuff.
Yeah, it's the interesting thing to me about it, and I follow Capcom and everything, is that this is like the two biggest partners like in like third-party development on a phone that could ever exist, right? Like between Gung Ho and between Capcom, like it's hard to see how they could really go wrong. I mean, we as players will complain later in this podcast about balance and stuff like that and meta, but like that's like that can be fixed, and they have addressed it. Like that's a short-term thing. No matter what, like the game is fun to play. It's got a good loop. It's different than every other card game out there. So you guys, Time Rocker, you don't stream full time, but you stream a lot. So you, why don't you
when I can.
Well, I mean, usually when I'm done streaming, you're on. Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself, a little about your stream? Is your name at all a reference to Chrono Trigger? Tell us everything you can about yourself.
Absolutely not. It has nothing to do with Chrono Trigger, even though that's like one of the best games of all time. Yeah, so I mean, I've been on Twitch probably longer than almost probably like 99% of people. I've been streaming for about 8 years.
Hell, that's a long time, dude.
Yeah, I've been streaming since the JTV days. So I remember having to use like Flash Media Encoder, all that good stuff. It was a nightmare.
That's crunchy, yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, I've kind of streamed on and off because life things come up, you know what happens. So I mean, I was one of the first people on Twitch doing a lot of gaming stuff. And I kind of built myself mostly around playing Final Fantasy marathons. I'd play the entire series every year. Because that's my favorite franchise. I can play it over and over and over. I love the hell out of it.
What's your favorite Final Fantasy?
12, not at all. 12 by far. It's got it. The music, the gameplay, just everything about it was perfect for me. So.
Wow.
Yep. First Final Fantasy was 7 on PC though, which was kind of funny. It was on PC.
That's a weird choice. So like your nostalgia is based off of like crunchy midis and stuff like that.
Yep. I remember the synthesizer sound being like the better version. I'm like, what is this? What is this PlayStation sound? This other one's better.
Yeah, you need a sound blaster in your computer to really rock those things out. That's cool, man.
Yep.
I like 5 and 6.
Yeah,
but 12 is good too.
No, I like them all. The only one I really don't like is 10-2. Like I can't stand that game.
No, you don't
too
like
much. Too much. No, too much. It's just too. I don't even know. Just too anime. Too K-pop. It's too much for me. It's just too much.
Anime was a mistake. We can all agree on that.
I love anime.
What?
I'm just joking. I'm just joking. Come on, I'm just getting people riled up. No.
Yeah, I watch anime every night going to bed, so anime is cool with me.
So on the topic then of streaming and playing professionally, then like, have you guys thought at all about like, you know, what steps you might want to take to try and A, to get invited, or B, continuing, like, does this change how you feel about like getting your position on the ladder now? Are you gonna change what you do? Like, what are you gonna do now that we know like Capcom's throwing all this money out there?
So for me, ladder, since they said ladder doesn't really matter for Worlds, and Worlds is like in literally 4 months, I don't think it's really much time to get into invitational stuff because they already sent them out, right? So the best way to get into the scene is probably through Worlds. And like, since ladder doesn't matter, I probably will do more time like just testing with friends and maybe just getting a top 100 or top 10. But like, there's no need to grind for one anymore since we know it's not ladder based.
Yeah, for me, it's probably. I don't even know. My original idea wasn't even to go professional with this game. I originally just started playing it because it had everything I liked in it. It was Capcom, Street Fighter, Mega Man, all the IPs I love. And I'm more of a entertainer type person than I am a pro player. So I mean, if it's one of those things where it's like, if I can be professional, cool. But I personally I actually have more fun explaining the game, talking about it, being a commentator, things like that. That's a lot more enjoyable for me. So for me, it's more about like getting my name out there, letting people know I'm associated with TEPPEN, that I'm a good TEPPEN player, but also like fun, interactive, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, no, I mean, I definitely have to give you credit. You know, I've watched a good amount of TEPPEN streams. I've done some TEPPEN streams myself, but I'd say out of everyone, you probably like the only person I've met who's able to consistently provide commentary on virtually every match the entire time. With, like, only somebody, it makes total sense now. Only somebody who's been streaming for 8 years is able to do that. Like, it is
exactly
such a skill.
Yeah, that's exactly why I can do it. It feels unnatural to play games now and not talk. I don't I literally don't play games outside of streaming. I don't have time for it usually.
I'm right there with you, bro. Like the exact same thing. Yeah.
So like, I mean, that's what I enjoy. It's fun. And it helps people learn too. And that's a big aspect, is people learning, and like, hey, you know, just having one person say, hey man, thanks for showing me tech or new things and helping me get better. And I moved from this rank to this rank, like just things like that. That's really cool. And it, you know, it makes you feel like you're making a difference. And even if you just make somebody's day a little better, that's cool.
Well, you are
Please
creating
never
monsters.
play purple.
Oh, I'm sorry. What was that, Steven?
I said, please never play purple. Don't coach people how to play purple.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about that a little. So people are getting better, right? Like, people are getting better on the ladder, right? Can we talk about that a little bit? Like, Time Rocker, what has your experience been then in like the last 2 weeks? in terms of like the ratio from potatoes to contenders?
So right now, it seems like the ladder, the people I'm playing, they're all just using the same decks. I'm personally not a big fan of using the copy decks or the net decks as everyone else. It's never been my thing. And the decks that are going around right now, like the Rathalos, which is probably the main one, they're much easier to play and they have a very low skill cap in my opinion. Because it's all about just rushing your opponent with whatever you get in your hand. It's not based around playing the right card at the right time. It's just go, go, go. And it's making it a lot easier for people to level up, but it's also making it harder for people to level at the same time because they're all clashing with each other.
Right.
So I feel like the ladder is kind of stale right now and nobody's moving anywhere except the people at the top are moving down because they're losing by like I got my hand draw essentially.
Yeah, if you're above 1900 right now and you're not camping, you're making a mistake.
Yeah, I did that earlier today.
I moved, right?
I moved from 3 to like 14. That was a bad choice.
No, like there's actually some new cool stuff. I want to switch a little bit of the topic. Earlier today, Water got back to 1900 with Nerg.
Wow.
Using Spike though?
Yeah, Spike launch.
Wow.
Yeah. I tried his deck. I said, I can't do this, bro. This deck feels so weak.
But he did it anyways. I mean, look, if he did it, then he's got to have something that's working for him, right?
No, so I understand why it works. Like, it's the most consistent deck. Because right now, this meta, let's just like give a quick rundown of the meta, because for viewers who don't know. So the meta right now is Ryu, Ratharos, purple decks, and Wesker. Those are kind of like the 4 main decks right now. Does anyone have any other one that I missed?
Not really.
That's it. I mean, you know,
that's what I'm mostly seeing. That's what I'm mostly seeing.
Yeah. Sometimes you'll see.
I think I've run into one
purple for
purple.
fun.
Yeah. So purple and Wrath are like brick really easily, and they're kind of just like, don't have the answer. Please don't have the answer. Let me kill you. And like, there's not much. There is like, so Wrath is probably the lowest skill floor deck, and it doesn't have the highest. Yeah.
Ever
and
in the history
easily.
of card games.
Oh, easily.
No, not of history of card games, but in TEPPEN for sure. It's like the lowest skill floor, and one of the lowest skill ceilings, which is also like another thing. It's like there's just not many decisions that you can do. You kind of just like play a ramp guy, play a combo guy, buff the combo guy, and just reckless charge them 3 times and win. That's kind of like the goal of the deck. And purple,
it's pretty much based like I said earlier, based on hand draw. Like if your opponent either gets a bad hand or you just get a good one that they have no answer for, you win. It's a little silly.
Also, for the people who haven't really seen the new cards and Jill, the 3 main cards that Ratharos got is a 3 mana 1/6 purple, a 3 mana 1/6 combo, a 4 mana 1/9 combo.
Yep, that's Carlos.
And then a 3 mana 1/5 that adds a 1 mana +2 attack to your hand.
That's the
EX pocket.
Yeah, it gives the buff. And then there's another card
Mikhail.
that I saw was used a little. It's the 5 cost, the Jill Valentine, which on victory she gives a card that is 1 cost for 4 direct damage.
Yeah.
And there were some other cards that were added to Teostra and stuff like that, but I would say those are probably the most used in meta cards.
Yeah, the 5 mana 2/8 is more for Ryu than I think for Ratharos. Just because I don't want to.
Yeah, you said Rathos. Yeah, just for Ryu.
Yeah.
And I still don't use that card that much. It's tough for you to get a good value out of that. I feel like in the current meta still with the shield, the rampant shields.
Yeah. And then let's just talk a little bit about the Jill abilities as well, just before we get into the meta.
For sure.
While we're on it. So she's got 3 abilities. The first is she basically adds a rocket launcher to her EX deck, which is good. Costs. Hold on, I'm just trying to get the values up right now.
3 AP, 3 mana on that one.
Yeah, 3 mana, and then I forget the AP cost. That's what I'm pulling up right now.
18?
17?
I think it's 18, 17.
Yep. So she has to play it. It will randomly target 1 unit on the field of your opponent's. It's an action, so they're allowed to respond. So if they do sacrifice the minion or shield the minion, it basically has done nothing. So it's kind of hard to use unless like you end up in a match against a Ryu or something like that where they don't have shields. At best, they might have, what's that card? The sacrificial attack or something where you blow up your own minion and hope to blow
Yeah,
up the other one?
the new 1-cost one. Well, they have the new one as well, so that does 3 damage to your unit and 4 damage to a random enemy, and that's a 1-cost.
Yeah, so it's not that we're seeing this ability used a lot in a meta, but if we did for some reason, you would start seeing people wanting to run a lot more cards that allowed them to take out their own units for hopefully some beneficial effect. She has an ability that I haven't seen anyone use, Genesis. 2 random cards from all explored cards during this battle get -1 MP or are added to the X pocket. Most of those abilities are already 1 MP, so they become 0 MP.
They actually don't. I tested this last night, and I was like, oh sweet, they're gonna be 0 MP, and they popped into my EX pocket, and they were still 1 MP, so it won't drop them to 0.
So broken, kind of a broken ability. They're not really.
Yeah, it seems to only work with. I don't even know what it works with then. At least in the current. With the current cards they give us, no. So, and there's probably going to be more Explore cards in the next pack coming out.
So, not currently helpful. So, and then antibody activation. I've seen this a couple times. If you've explored 3 or more times, an ally unit gets +1/+3 in shield. To me, that seems like that can be neat. I haven't used it, so I don't know if you could target a unit with that or.
Yeah, that's exactly what you do. You target it. You target a unit. It's whichever one you want at any moment.
Yeah, it could really help a trade into something else. I'm not sure if it's quite has like a game-changing potential though. What do you think, Steven?
The issue is like because Wesker is kind of running around and Wesker abilities just destroy a minion like 5 or less, and just like, oh, nice hero art. Let me kill your hero art and your minion. And then,
yeah.
That's like, so it's and then purple is just like, okay, you buffed a minion. I wasn't gonna interact with it anyway.
Yeah, there are other minions. I only need this one lane that you're not in. So
no, or you're in this lane. I'm just gonna keep halting your guy.
Yeah,
like you have a board. What?
Yeah.
Does it matter? No. And same with Wrath. Wrath is just like, cool. You have a board. I'm just gonna fly over it.
Yeah. So
same thing.
So out of all of her abilities, Rocket Launcher seems to be the most viable. Again, it's 10 piercing damage, so
it's not viable. It's viable, but it's not
of the abilities.
Only in certain matchups.
But even then, I wouldn't want to. I mean, it's fun to play with, but I wouldn't want to use it in a ranked match necessarily.
Yeah.
No, definitely not. Not right now.
Yeah.
No, I see people play Jill on ladder instead of playing Ryu, and I'm just like, oh, yay! As purple, I don't have to lose a game.
Exactly.
And it's not an auto loss. I can negate that. I can't negate Hadoken, but I can pay half my life to negate that.
Okay. So we've gone over the majority of the new cards, or at least the really important ones in the meta right now. Let's go through where the meta is of those decks. I think we'll let you go first, Time Rocker. One of the best control Ryus on the ladder right now. What has your experience been with those, the combo decks that you're seeing? How do you interact, react? How do you counter them?
So far I haven't had too much problems with it. I think I've only played about 4 or 5 people against it. You actually being one of the ones last night.
I was just playing the new cards after the event. Like I imagine next Time Rocker, I'm like, oh, this is gonna be bad.
Interesting, yeah. You still spooked me. You got that HK Chun, and I was like, oh crud, and I forgot my Shinku was even up, and I was like, I'm just gonna kill him. I'm just gonna kill him. But yeah, so right now, like I was saying earlier, I think against Rathalos, the current meta with the combo characters of Guile and Carlos that you're seeing, it can go either way. So far, maybe I've just been lucky. I don't know, but those cards having both a 3 cost with 6 health in combo and a 4 cost with 9 health in combo is so freaking hard for Ryu to take out without Shinku, because I can't just drop a BB hood in front of it and take it out with the rush included. No, it only Guile, but then I'm dropping a 5 to take out a 3. That's crazy.
Yeah. And then Carlos
it's a little
is the 1/9 too. And then so you can't even Hadouken that. So if he plays it and then he rushes it after adding attack on it, like you can do absolutely nothing in an empty lane. Yeah.
So if they just get, say, an Iris on the board and then they quickly throw down a Guile and then a Carlos on the board, and I'm like, I don't have any options. I don't have a way to deal with it because it's too much life. Exactly. So I can't just drop, even if I do a Shinku, like, well, crud, now he can just do whatever he wants and he can pick and choose which card he wants to use Wrath Awoken on. And I don't really have a whole lot of options, but I mean, so far I have done well. Maybe it's just because of good draws for me and bad for them. I don't know, but I pretty much just try to actually put pressure instead where normally I used to wait and just start hitting damage as soon as I can, because it just becomes it basically becomes a race. And I found if I can just mostly if I can manage to get a semi buffed up Fate Fate Ryu, they pretty much will get wrecked really fast because those combo cards don't have a lot of damage up front, and I can remove them pretty fast with him, and they actually have to use them as a defensive tool.
Yeah, I actually was playing a little bit of Wrath from the other side against Ryu because I was testing with water.
Mm-hmm.
I found out that like Wrath just beats you before Hadouken a lot of the time.
Yeah, I haven't run into that yet, luckily, but
Yeah, like I don't know, maybe it's just like because I was running triple reckless charge and I was using like the one that deals 2 to your guy and give it +2 attack. So mine was super aggro.
oh
So
yeah.
so it's just like, you play a minion, they can't kill it, and then you just like I didn't even use Wrath Awoken. I just buffed a guy and then Merciless Charge.
Jeez.
I didn't play Wrath
Wow.
Awoken. I just like buffed like no.
Wow.
I played a 1/9. You can't kill it, so you play in another lane. I buff it twice and play Merciless Charge twice, a Reckless Charge twice, and then that's 10,
That's 20
10,
damage.
10. That's 30. No,
Oh, 30,
because
after the first hit, yeah, that would be 30
Yeah.
damage. Yeah.
so that's game. Yeah, like I was like, good game.
Yeah,
So
that's just
theoretically that is
ridiculous.
what 4, 6, 9.
No, you do
9
it with
energy.
Guile.
You could kill in 9 energy.
You do it with Guile sometimes, so it's
That
only
would be
9.
killing in 8 energy.
Oh,
That's
really?
ridiculous.
No, it's 7. Yeah, no, it's 9 because it's 3 plus 4 plus 2, so that's 9.
Oh, 9. Yep, 9.
Yeah. I think the main issue with that really it's they changed the way Reckless Charge works.
I don't like
Yeah.
it. I do not like
For-
it.
it's ridiculous. Like you can't react because it's impossible. It's an auto attack. So they used to have what was it, maybe a quarter second, half second to
Very
react.
short window, but it was
It
possible.
was still enough. It was like halfway between how long it would take Rush to get to the unit.
Yeah.
And now you don't have any choice. You can't do anything. So if they play that card and you don't have a way to destroy that unit and you know it's game over, well, it's game over. Like, sorry.
It sounds like it's
Yeah.
a subtle nerf to Hadouken in a way, or just Arc Destruction, or any other
No,
hero ability.
I think it's a buff to just Reckless Charge. I don't think
It-
it's
just
it
a straight up
feels
buff
like it. It
Reckless
really
Charge.
does.
They don't
It's
care
a-
about anything else. They just want Reckless Charge to be stronger.
Yeah.
Well, because Reckless Charge before, Reckless Charge intuitively says it attacks immediately. The
Yeah, it
attacker has-
does.
So it shouldn't it originally shouldn't have been like a second to begin with. So I
Mhm.
think it was programmed wrong and they just programmed it correctly. But I didn't think they realized how broken it would be with their new combo cards.
Yeah, the combo cards are just too much.
That
Like
was
they
the-
can
the
fix them, they
first
can
thing I
leave them, but
did.
man.
Literally the first deck I built, I threw 3 Reckless Charges in when I saw the combos.
Yeah.
I'm like, this just makes
Yeah.
total sense. Like,
Yeah.
you know,
Mhm.
with Wrath Awoken, like it's not like we're not talking Galaxy Brain here. I mean, this is 3-head levels of
Yeah.
deck building.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's okay. 9 mana kill opponent. Sounds good. I like it.
So
Yeah, it makes me scared to play the ladder.
yeah, Steven, you've been playing purple then. So I'm you're, it's not like purple's playing differently now, right? But how does your
no.
matchup usually go?
Against Wrath.
Yeah.
I mean, they're ignoring the board. I'm ignoring the board. I get to halt. They don't get to halt. Who wins?
Yeah. That's pretty simple.
Yeah, just like that. And like the thing is like sure, I just wait till I hit around 9 mana. They play their Iris. They can have as much mana as they want. They have to attack, and then I just
Mhm.
halt. They'll play Reckless Charge, and then I halt, and then the Reckless Charge is gone, which is like a great interaction.
Just wait though. Wait until Reckless Charge cancels out Halt. That's
Yeah.
the next buff coming up.
Yeah,
Don't
Reckless
give
Charge.
anyone ideas.
I
Yeah,
actually
but-
wouldn't be opposed to that. If Reckless Charge was an option to get rid of Halt, but it starts your attack phase over, but gets rid of Halt right away, I'd be okay with that.
So it negates halt because I don't think it doesn't work with the way the mechanics are explained in the game. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah, because like halt is like halt for 5 seconds and resets the attack
Yeah.
time, and then Reckless Charge attack immediately, but you can't attack what your halt did, so it negates.
Yeah. It's weird.
So the interaction works properly right now.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I wouldn't mind if you used Reckless Charge on a halted unit and it just essentially cancels it out.
Yeah.
But
but it breaks the intuition of the game. Like if you read it, you wouldn't expect that to happen.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there
And that
was a
would
Reddit post today where they actually addressed the localization in English, and they
Oh
said
yeah,
that
it got worse somehow.
yeah, they're
Yeah.
working on trying to make it better.
Yeah, because last night when I was streaming, I was looking at it, I was like, why are words breaking halfway through the descriptions? What's happening?
Oh.
Somebody turned off like the auto alignment tool or something.
I don't know. I mean, you know, we can assume that the game was primarily programmed with Japanese as the primary language.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
So you know that.
And the programmers are probably Japanese,
Yeah.
right? Like they probably don't know English.
Well, I mean, you know, even if they know it, that it's probably not their primary programming.
Yeah.
So when you know you change something like that, it's easy to break. So I've been running Wesker in this new meta. I like Wesker because it feels like I'm actually playing Teppen and I'm not playing, you know, just rushing the face.
Yeah, right.
I still miss the
One of the
Nergigante
fair
meta.
heroes.
But Wesker's still fun. You know, it's pretty much you use all those revenge units, like all of the really cheap ones, plus Tyrant, plus some Vials, plus a Dynamo, and then you just have like, especially if you're going up against a mixed color, you've got Dark Destruction, which can immediately take anything else out. You've got a bunch of obliterations. I might start running one Just Desserts. I'm not sure yet. Or I should say it's officially called Just Deserts. I don't know.
Oh jeez. Did they? Wow.
It's been that way
funny.
since launch. I've always noticed it. It always makes me
I
laugh.
didn't even notice that. Maybe.
Yeah, but that's okay. So it's fun. I think I still have some challenges with purple, but I think that's just the way it is. You know, any purple that gets a really good draw is probably gonna win, unless you get an obliterate and you time your obliterate well, and you know, and that works out okay. But if you don't draw your obliterate and they draw everything they need, you've probably automatically lost. But outside of that, I've had good matchups against pretty much everything.
I think it's about 40-60 in that matchup. If you wait till the purple plays their their hook shot and then obliterate, then you get rid of a minion and one of their 4 fly cards, and it's really hard for them to draw this to start another one, right?
Yeah, that's one of my things I like to do. I like to a lot of times, especially if I got like something good in my hand or even a BB hood or something as Ryu, like with Ryu, I actually like to wait until they have a hook shot because I just want to get rid of that card. I don't want them to have it.
Yeah. So that really like favors the matchup towards I mean it wouldn't favor the matchup, but it makes it more even.
Makes it
I think it's almost
brings it a little bit closer. Yeah.
Yeah. So if you wait till because if they don't have their fly cards, just keep throwing zombies, and eventually their thing will die.
Oh yeah, that's
Right.
what I'll usually do. Yeah, the 3/2 zombies are so good. I love those guys.
Yeah,
I really do.
just-
love
Oh yeah,
them.
those guys are killer.
They're
Just throw it. Just like your zombies are there to chump block. Just chump block them until they play hook shot, and then you obliterate. That's how I would play the matchup at least.
yeah, and it keeps you up on the mana, and then they come back later on, and they're able to hit the face really hard or trade into something really hard. So
Yeah.
that's good. So where the meta is right now is, I would say 40% of the ladder is people running the 4-face Wrath Awoken. Do you think people are going to get sick of it? Because like I think with Spike launch, you saw a lot of people running it, and you saw people that were really good at it succeed, and people that weren't good at it had to switch up their deck and their approach. But as you guys were saying, with Wrath Awoken, there's really no thought process. You're basically on autopilot the whole time. You think people are going to get bored? Do you think people are going to get frustrated when they go into those mirror matches and their win rate's going to be 50-50 because there's no way to know who's going to win until somebody has like the right card draw or a misplay?
Yeah. I mean, I feel like if you're not that good of a player, Wrath is the only deck you're gonna have a 50% win rate with. So it's gonna be your default deck. Also, it's the cheapest deck.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, because you start with the cards more or less. So
Yeah, because right now, like, if you want to play purple, there's a whole purple or Ryu, or like you need to spend a wallet. Like you don't, or that's the only deck you own because you can't own both purple and red. I don't think, unless you're really lucky.
I'm still. I just was able to get purple myself after playing since the beginning of the day yesterday because I finally pulled a Dark Libido Morgan.
Yeah, because it takes forever to get all the cards, right?
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
So, and those 2 decks are just so expensive. So like, unless you played since launch and like build up a huge collection, you're not gonna have both.
Yeah,
So
definitely.
it's really hard. So people normally will play, and then Ryu right now is like the weakest of the 4 decks. It's just good against purple, which is huge because purple will eventually get more popular. The thing is that people can't play purple because of the paywall, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then like Wesker is okay, but like Wesker still needs 3 obliterates, which is 3 epics, and then the infestation. So like it's still like not that expensive. But the thing about Wesker is like Wesker's really like you need to draw the removal at the right time. And
Yeah, or at least have it.
yeah, and that's like not fun for a lot of people where it's kind of like, oh, if I don't have the answer, I'm gonna lose just because I didn't draw my answer, you know?
No, and,
Like
and
against
on the other
purple,
hand, you could end up with 3 obliterates in your hand. That happened to me earlier today. That wasn't
Yeah.
fun.
Oh wow.
yeah, like that happens too. Like sometimes you literally open like if you were playing just desserts, you have just desserts, 2 selfish predation, and like I don't know, 2 obliterates, and you're like, what does this hand do? And you just like smile.
They drop the 3 energy unit and you obliterate it, and you're like, that's the ultimate Chad move.
Yeah,
You're like,
yeah.
what
That's
about
all you
now?
have. That's all the only option you
I'll
have.
do this
Yeah.
all day.
Yeah.
I'll obliterate everything you have. Come at me, bro.
It's just
And
like
Charlie do is great.
yeah. So I think from a like this meta right now is more diverse than last meta. That's
It
the
is a
good
lot
pro.
more diverse than the
It
previous
is.
meta.
It is. It's not
Yeah.
just nerd for sure.
Yeah. So I give props to them to make a meta that's more diverse. The issue with this meta is that if you play more than 10 games a day, and I'm sure you guys experience it too, you feel like there's a lot less decisions, and you feel like your losses were like, oh, because they drew better than me. And
Yeah.
that's not a good feeling. Unlike before where it felt really skill based.
Yeah, like even against Nurg, like even if they had a decent opening, yours was okay. You could still come back. It wasn't impossible by any means.
Yeah, and like your decision matter against Nerd because you know you don't play into spike launch. You have to play around
Exactly.
stuff.
And
Like
that was fun.
now-
I enjoyed that.
So like, okay, how do you play against Kill Rat? How do you play around Ratharos and purple? It's like, oh, draw my removal. I'm so good at the game. They can't win now. You know?
Mm-hmm.
I just can't.
Yeah, Wrath is like the easier version of purple.
Yeah, I don't know. Like when I was playing the meta today, like playing ladder today, I felt like. To be fair, I was playing purple, so I had no decisions. But like, I felt like it was work. Like I felt like I wasn't even having fun. It was a grind in every definition of the word grind. Like I wasn't having fun. I was doing the same thing over and over and over. It was like XP grinding in like MMO. It's like horrible.
Yeah, that's my experience. Every time I've ever played purple, I'm just like, even if I'm winning, I'm like, can this game just hurry up and end?
Yeah, it's like
I don't want to keep playing this. This is not fun. I don't like just having one unit. Like I want to play an actual game. I want to trade.
Yeah, you're not interacting. Like the issue is right now we have a meta where like so it's like at what cost? We have diversity at what cost? And the cost is less interaction.
Yeah. I want short games, but man, not 20, 30 seconds.
Yeah, I mean, like, here's the issue. It's the mechanic right now, and this is something they'll have to address later, is how to deal with flight. They either need, like, cards that are, like, 3 mana, like, they need a 3 mana 1/4 battle cry, kill a flight minion, like, something like that.
I saw somebody running a ladder unit. I saw, you guys, you
oh,
know
wow.
that
Ladder,
card?
yeah.
I was like, what?
I had one used against one of my Rathaloses once. That was really sad.
Yeah, but like, wait, what's that card do? I don't remember.
On attack, it does at +6 damage to flying units. It's a 1/3, I believe.
It's
okay, but the thing
bizarre. It's
okay,
it's weird.
If it like make a card like that with Rush, I'll be okay. I'll be happy.
Yeah, they need some kind of anti-air card, either that or a card that is not flying that blocks a flight unit when a flight unit attacks.
Yeah, but the issue is the flight units are really big. That's kind of the
issue. They usually are. Yeah.
Yeah. The issue is like the flight million, like the Wrath guy is already like 10 attack coming in, try to.
Yeah. So you need a way to at least like a suicide bomber or something.
So
yeah, you need to.
The first legendary I pulled was actually Roaring Typhoon, which deals 7 damage to all units with flight, then removes flight, which you can never really run in a deck because like.
Everyone has the answer to it.
7 times out of 10, like it's a dead card, and then like occasionally it will be okay against maybe purple or maybe this red meta, but like
They should just change it to do like 4 damage to like or 2-3 damage to non-flight units. At least you can use it against something.
I'd rather it destroy all flying units than deal damage.
Just
and remove
destroy
flight.
flying units. I like
Because-
that. Like a
That's
2 cost
intense.
a 2 cost card that will destroy a unit with flight, or a 3 cost card that destroys a
Yeah,
unit
yeah.
with flight.
Yeah, because like Typhoon, in theory, like it should just destroy it. Like if you're in the air when there's like a Typhoon, you're dead.
Well, and for
Like-
5 costs too. I mean, that's an expensive card. That's a really
Yeah.
expensive
Yeah.
card.
Like compared to Obliterate, okay? Like it's 1 mana less, it's situational. In a legendary, let it just destroy it. You know?
Yeah, it being a legendary, you can only have one. Yeah, it should be stronger in some way.
I'm just
Yeah,
gonna reap it
because
right
here's
now.
the-
Then I'm gonna crush it. Get rid of it. Get out of
Don't
my-
don't read it because you're
Yeah.
gonna pull it
Yeah,
again.
I'll pull it again. Yeah.
Yeah, that'll be the
No.
next one you get.
Yeah, so don't do it.
No, I won't
Don't do it.
Yeah.
But the thing is like with that card is that against purple they just like okay the solemn judgment negate it, you know, like nice, you spent 5 mana, I'll pay half my health, but my health doesn't matter, so you die.
Yeah.
And then like against Wrath, the greatest feeling ever, you just shield your guy and just be like cute,
Yeah.
and you still have and they
I
still
paid
have like a
5 mana
10 like
to do a very expensive seal and remove your shield
Yeah.
and remove your flight. I could have just paid 2.
yeah
Yeah.
yeah, and then they just go merciless attack and you die. I mean reckless attack. They just reckless
know.
attack you, and then you're like, okay, nice game.
It's like that. I was up really late last night, guys. I don't know about you. I was up until like 4 or 5 a.m., which is like
Yeah, I wasn't that late.
I'm only ever up that late if I'm having a bad time in TEPPEN. I'm never up that late having a good time in TEPPEN. I'm only ever up that late if I'm having a bad time at TEPPEN.
So we know who dropped down the ladder last night.
Oh,
I stayed up that late, but I got from A4 to top 100, so I was having a good grind.
I mean, I got back up there today. I think I'm like around 50 or so right now. But it's like there were so many emotions I felt after seeing that conference they had talking about the prize pools and stuff like that. And then the excitement over the new hero, like, oh, wow, we've got Jill. She has all these new abilities. That's cool. Oh, she's got all these new cards. That's really cool. I'm going to try all these new things out. And like, I've never seen a meta shift so immediate as I did last night. Like within an hour,
Yeah.
people were running nearly identical decks of these combo
Well,
cards.
the thing about Wrath is that it wasn't hard to build. It was just
People
like,
had already
oh, let's
built
put
it like that.
Yeah,
the
they already
flying
had
patch
Wrath,
was
and then
already
they
there.
just changed a couple cards.
Yeah. No, like I don't know. You just had 9 really broken cards. Let's just replace all my bad cards with good cards, and now my deck is actually a tier 1 deck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that's how I felt. But like I made it in like 5 minutes. It like laddered almost like from like A5 to A2, and then I realized all I was playing is mirrors, and the mirrors like you couldn't outplay your opponent. So I was just like, okay, we got to swap.
Yeah, I didn't even bother making it because I was like, you know what? I don't want to play. I don't want to play this. My Ryu's been working out for me, still working out for me. So
Yeah.
Yeah. I hope Ryu is still good because that's like one of the more interactive decks still in the game.
yeah, and I
Because-
like the way it plays. You know, it's just different, and that's why I enjoy it. So, and
Yeah.
I'm trying to maybe because those new cards, you know, I think Chun-Li could be interesting with it, but without the flight, it makes Rathalos just that much better.
Yeah. I feel like here's the thing I'm worried about, right? So we started this game, we got a taste of that good meta, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's a huge wave of new players right now.
Oh yeah.
And this is the meta they're going into. Do you think they'll stick like we did or not with this new, less interactive meta?
Depends on how much they win.
You think so?
It depends because I mean, it really comes down to like. So I guess we don't play people at the lower rank, so we don't even know how many people are really down there. Because a lot of people who are on the Reddit, who are on the Discord, all that, they're generally higher ranked players and they're more invested in the game, which is why they're spending time on that stuff.
Yeah.
And so we see those we see A's and B's in lots of champions all over the place, but we don't really see the E's, the F's, the C's and D's very often. So we don't even know how much there are. And those are the types who maybe just trying to have more fun and they're not going online looking for decks. They're just making stuff with characters they like.
Yeah.
And as long as they're having fun, they'll stick around.
I like the animation for Gaia armor. I'm going to run X Gaia armor only. I'll make it
Yeah.
work.
Yeah.
Let your
Yeah.
exhaust be free.
Yeah. I'm just worried about that because like if the whole of the game like they play like you said, Spike Launch was somewhat, I wouldn't say everyone thinks it was fun, but I feel like you had interaction.
Oh,
If
for
you
sure.
if you get into like A rank, you know, you've been grinding with your like, you know, tier 2, tier 3 deck, you get to B, you had a hard climb through B, and then you hit A, and all you play is these uninteractive Wrath and Purples. Like, I don't know how much I played the game after that. You
Yeah,
know?
either one of two things are gonna happen. You're either gonna probably stop playing, you're gonna go online to find an answer to it, or you're gonna join him.
Yeah, like I don't know, dude. Like if I started in this meta, I don't think I would play anymore. That's what worries me.
Wow.
Because this meta is atrocious.
Do you
It's
feel that's
just like
because you're playing purple and like you said, purple's like a slightly less brain dead or just a slightly
He just
more
wants to be
effective
done
Wrath?
forever because he touched purple. He's got to watch his hands.
Yeah.
yeah, no, it's just like no, because I was playing like Wesker a lot, right? You remember
I
I
love
sent
what,
the
yeah,
list.
dude. That Wesker deck is a lot of fun. I'm really enjoying it, even if I don't
No,
have as high of a win rate. Like I still like it. It's still fun to play.
yeah, but I want a ladder. See, I want to be like the top 10,
Yeah.
but like I can't top 10 with anything but like purple right now because it's
Yeah.
off and it feels awful. Like I don't
And
want
even
to.
still with purple, you still got to hope you get what you need.
Yeah, the thing about purple is like the thing about like laddering is you just really just need a 70% win rate, 80% win rate.
Yeah, for the most part, until you get
I
to a
just
certain point. Yeah.
Yeah, but like I'm trying to get to that point, so I'm just playing a lot of games. And just purple
Yeah.
like the one like because there's no deck right now that has like that win rate
Yeah, 'cause
consistently.
they're all because the wrath is just completely up in the air.
Yeah. So Wrath is like up in the Wrath. It just depends on how you draw that moment. What if they draw all their answers. Wesker is just like Wesker bricks so much. I can't play it. Like I was
Oh, I never experienced that. I don't know how.
Yeah,
you
I don't think
break
I
it.
have too many problems with Wesker, but I
Yeah.
usually tend
Really?
to load up
Yeah.
a lot more units.
yeah no because like maybe I'm playing it too reactively because I play it almost the way I play Ryu.
Oh,
where
you
it's
got to
like
go
a
for face
super-
with Wesker.
Oh yeah, I don't play that way. Yeah, I lots of units, just board all
Really?
the time. Always put something on it.
As soon as there's an
Okay.
empty board, I fill every slot.
Exactly. You got to
So
just overwhelm them.
So you guys keep your stuff at 0 mana most of the time, or like the sub 5?
You build up big in the beginning, and then you
Mhm.
react for like the first minute or two, and then like as soon as you start getting like your good revenge units out, like
Yeah, then you go in waves.
because they have such
okay.
strong attack, like you got to send them in like a freaking battalion, and it's like
Yeah, so they have the good stats, they have the low mana cost, so you can just build up 5 MP,
Yeah.
and then boom, you just filled the board with 3 units.
yeah.
Okay,
And they've all gotten buffs.
So
Okay, maybe I've been playing the deck wrong.
I was
'cause I've been
watching
playing-
Gender stream earlier, and actually, this is a really cool mechanic we can talk about. He was mentioning how he was playing Red Control as well, but he was noting how if you play 2 units at very nearly the same time, their attack par will progress at almost the same point, and it can make it very difficult for your opponent to be able to block both hits just because of the way mana cycles. And if you go to a further extent with that, you know, there's a lot of good things that happen with Revenge. Notably, there is like the super low energy cost. So you could realistically, for 4 mana, play a Tyrant and then 2 zombies and fill the board and have all the waves going along at the same way. So like,
Can you put 3 units on at the same time?
Sure you can.
Not the exact same
But
time.
close
I've
enough.
never tried, so
Close
because I mean,
enough.
since I mostly play on the computer, so I'm stuck with one option every time.
No,
Which is
within,
fine.
like-
It works for Ryu. I don't need more than one.
Yeah.
Within a second and a half, you probably could just flick them all up.
Yeah.
You just load them up and just like flick,
Yeah.
and then you get
Yeah,
there.
I'm not trying to say like I've got god tier like reaction times or anything like that, but I'm able to get them all to almost within the exact same attack buffer, and it makes it so like
Here-
you can't really react to all of them at the same time. So you're going to take 1, if not 2, hits as a result.
This is a side note, but I watched the Invitational yesterday, the Japanese Invitational,
geez.
and they were so fast. Like their play was like their decks were horrible, but they're like
Yeah.
their play was like really fast and precise. It's actually like amazing, and as sad as it sounds, it's better than the American or like the Western Invitational.
No, well, yeah,
Just
well,
my-
I didn't really get to watch that one too much, but it was also had all the problems, and I was like, yeah.
I watched
Yeah,
it in the process of doing the video editing, of course, and I got to see Kiramango play and the other guys play,
Yeah,
and there was
yeah.
definitely actually some really good matches there. Not necessarily the best in the world, but like Kiramango was saying last week, that Invitational almost seemed to be like more practice for them to know how they're going to run the invitational that happened in Japan than anything else. That was more to like work out the technical glitches. And like with this one, you said like the decks necessarily weren't great, but definitely reaction time and stuff like that were interesting. And it'll only be time. Like it'll be interesting. I saw a tweet, I forget who said it, like, sell all your arcade sticks, boys, get into TEPPEN, because like there's a lot of money on the line now.
Yeah, for real. Like
it was more than Evo.
Yeah.
It was more than Evo. That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like
that's what happens when you get Amazon helping you out.
Well, the ridiculous thing is the Evo should be more money on the line. Like how they can't get more sponsors to give people like I saw a tweet like some guys didn't like the top place got like $160. Like that doesn't even pay for a hotel room. Like what's going on?
Oh wow.
So let's talk a little bit. Let's pretend we're game designers, and let's analyze Guile and Carlos. Those two cards
lower their health.
So Time Rocker's already there. Guile, we'll do Guile first. He's 3 cost. He's 1/6. He has combo. What is wrong with this card?
I don't think there's anything wrong with Guile.
Okay, so Time Rocker is working for Gung Ho. He made Guile. Time Rocker, explain why he's wrong.
I don't mind combo. I think everything's fine with him. It's just he's for a lot of decks, he's really hard to remove. Aside from Wesker.
Wesker removes him easily, I think, and I think so I view combo as like a plus 1.5. So it's like a 2.5. It's like a 1.5 guy, a 1.5 attack minion, a 1.5 attack 6 health minion, right? So it's not that strong, and like for its stat line for 3 mana, that's not bad. And like when it buffs, it has benefits for its low attack. But like I think that's fine. I think Guile is fine. I think the one that's wrong is Carlos, because
Carlos is even worse. Nine health is.
I was gonna get into Carlos next. Okay, so debatably Guile could maybe go down to 5 health, but we won't spend too long.
Even if he doesn't, he's still because you can take him out with a Shinku Hadouken too. There's options. Right, Everybody has at least something to do with against
4
him.
Cost, 1/9 with combo. So
look, wait, can I just say something?
Yeah.
Think about Rajang. Think about Rajang.
Yeah, 2/9 and he's 6 cost.
Just think about Rajang and compare him to Carlos, and that's all you need to say.
Yeah, because for the same cost, you can make Carlos essentially 3. Well, depending on what action you use, you can make him 3/9 for 5 mana if you have the one card that you pull from what's that new thing, the Discover or whatever it's called,
Explore.
Explore. There you go.
I think that's an unfair comparison because that card is understated to give you a good statted card.
Yeah. But even that with any of the other buffs, the 2 damage buffs for 2 costs, now you have basically a 3/9 Rajang.
Yeah, and
you also got to play sooner, so now it's going to have more control of the board.
The other thing is that Carlos is still good, even if you don't even buff him, which is like ridiculous. Like it's like
he's like Neon Tiger almost.
No, I like to compare him like. So one of the most notoriously best cards in the game right now, last meta, was Wheelgator, right?
Wheelgator's
for sure.
Yeah, Wheelgator was good. It's a 4 mana 2/9, but in exchange you can't use your X slots, which didn't matter for nerf.
Just play around it.
But now,
even if you use your X slots, you
just leave it on the board. Just don't even bother with it.
Yeah. So like, So now we play a deck that has better action cards and better minions, and we just give it 1 less health and just call it good. That's what happened, right? It's basically a 2/9. A combo gives it 2 attack.
It more or less is, yeah.
Yeah, so it's like a 2/9 instead of a 2/10.
Yeah,
with no drawback.
It is important to note that combo does only activate when they attack into the opponent. So you can attack into them. You only take their attack.
Yeah.
Which when I saw Gengar playing tonight, I was just watching him as I was getting ready for the stream. He started mixing more units into his deck that had Rush. So there's this one really dumpy red card. It's Colonel. It's like 3 cost. It's like a 2/4. Not the good Colonel. The bad.
No, I know,
Colonel.
Not the good one, but I still like him anyway.
Yeah,
I just like the character.
Yeah,
he threw it in.
He's using it because he's trying to run into the unit and die so he can play more things.
Interesting.
Yeah, it was his thought process. I mean, was it good? Is it bad? I don't know.
I'm sure he was just testing like everyone else in the new meta.
I mean, he was of course comparing that to Guy, who's of course 2/5, and just objectively better than the Colonel. But he's saying like in this meta, like, you know, I want to be able to hit the face more, and then if there's a combo card, I want to be able to maybe run into that a little bit sooner. Because for red, like it's all about like the immediate mental math that you need to do. Like if I can immediately poke this thing for 2 damage, then maybe I can use this other ability that deals 4 damage and then we'll wipe it from the board, right? I mean, Time Rocker, I'm sure you've become like freaking like mathematical genius.
I have to look at all the numbers and quickly figure everything out as fast as I can.
Yeah.
So and then look at my hand. Okay, what's gonna do this? What's gonna do this? And then usually, crap. And then I see other times it's like, sweet.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
and other times you get screwed by RNG. So
Yeah.
The weird thing is as the meta develops, I think that purple will see a increase in play, and then
As people get more
Ryu
cards and are able to get into it.
Well, the other thing is that you just realize that there's not many Ryus, and the Ryus are so much focusing on beating Wrath, they kind of just don't beat you anymore. So you're just like, okay, I'm just gonna play purple and not have no bad matchups, and then Ryu's gonna get popular, and then I don't know what beats. So Time Rocker, in your opinion, what do you think about the Ryu versus Wesker matchup?
If you know what you're doing, it's pretty even.
Yeah, okay.
I think if you know what you're doing, so like if you know they got Ouroboros, especially nowadays, 9 times out of 10 they're going to be pulling a Devil Joe, so you can prepare for that, right? So you know, okay, I'm just going to hold my Shinku. If as soon as he drops that Devil Joe, I'm going to hit it with an Axle and Shinku it, and now now it's gone, it's off the board.
I was talking about Dark Destruction, Wesker.
Oh, Dark Destruction. So Dark Destruction, I found I have to be actually aggressive. I actually have to play first. So generally Forest Spear, Volvidon, I want to get them on the field as soon as I can, start putting pressure, because I need to do as much damage as I can. I need to get control really fast. So I can't actually play from behind. So once I get cards on the board, then I can start dropping my Laggy Cruise, BB Hood, things like that.
Okay, so I was on the same boat with you. I think it's about even.
Yeah, it's pretty even.
Yeah, I don't know if you think the same from the Wesker side, Shepard.
I'm usually okay against Wesker. I mean, against Ryu as Wesker, because like I'm able to sustain myself. You know, I feel like with Ryu, so much of the time, like he's getting down to like that very last little bit of health, and if he's targeting my one of my minions and I'm able to heal through whatever sacrifice thing like that, that ends up being a massive misplay on their end. The only time I really
and that's
go ahead.
Oh no, don't go, you keep going. You're good.
I was gonna say, the only time that I really lose is like if they get a really good Ryu or a really good Rathalos on the board. But even then, generally at some point, I'll be hanging on to an Obliterate in my hand anyways, and then I'm able to take it out.
and that's where Ryu has to be the Ryu player has to be smart. Like I'll watch their mana, see what they're doing, and as soon as I see them, okay, they just dropped this. They use an action card. Okay, I see they got 2 left. And I see them drop another 3-cost card quickly after. And I have that Ryu in my hand. I'm waiting till you drop that Ryu, because I know he has no answer for it as soon as I drop it down. So I can use it. And usually, if I can get a decent Ryu that can even just 2 or 3 of his ability damage available, he'll pretty much win the game for me, because he'll just do too much damage he can't come back from.
Yeah, you're legitimately one of the best players I've ever seen discussing the mana and really analyzing the magic that their opponent has. I mean, and that's like
you kind of
really
have to as a Ryu player.
Yeah, it's
you have to. I think.
Skill,
I think that skill set was really important for Nerg. Like you need to keep track of your opponent's mana so you can spike launch. Yeah, so the moment they hit 0 mana, use a spike launch, clear the board, and you drop an Iris, and now you're gonna be like 10 mana ahead, and then you win the game.
They can't do anything.
That's like how good. That's like basically was the old win condition of old Nerg, right? Like the way like the best players were at the top. So we kept track of your mana. We wait till you hit 0 mana. We pop your board and drop an Iris, and then you can never come back.
Yeah. So it's a shame we don't have him on the show, but as we're getting close to wrapping it up, there is a lone remaining Nergigante somewhere on that leaderboard. Steven, you know, is it you said Water is playing him?
Yeah,
so
Water's back on Nerg.
Describe his process and what he's doing now to try and make Nergigante viable, or is he playing him the same and he's just playing better?
He's just playing up the same with ZZ's and ZZ's counter Wrath, and that's all there is to it.
What you said? Oh, it's CC Yaku's.
Yeah.
Oh, you get rid of the combo, you get rid of the flight, and now they're just their strong unit, and then you just spike launch them.
Yeah, because without combo, they're just a regular.
Yeah, so he just plays like it's just basically the same deck with like Gathering Ethereum, because that's just good in this meta, and then like just triple ZZs and then Gathering, and then it's the same deck. It's just a little bit. It's a lot weaker in my opinion, but it'll still work.
Well, it was a shock when it first happened because like we all have this game sense baked into us now, and I'd always go to like I'd have this moment where I'm like, all right, it's time to spike launch. Oh, it's 20 and not 17.
Yeah, I've played one Nerg, I think, since the nerf out of the 20, 30 games, whatever I've done since then. And like it was weird for a second because I was like, oh wait, I don't have to worry about spike launch. I can just load the board up and I'm good.
And loading the board is actually now really necessary in a way to some degree because like now you're likely to take 4 less damage per unit. So if you've got some tanky boys out there, they're gonna survive.
Yeah, and as purple now, you just negate their like self sacks, and their sacks are just like absolutely useless because they use less. Because they have to. Like you can't run as much now that spike launch got nerfed.
Yeah. So what are the what then are the sacrificial abilities he's using? Like, is he using Gyros? Is he using?
No, you just use the same basic ones. You use the what was it? The +2/+2.
It's something power. Yeah,
the psycho power. Psycho power.
Yeah.
Psycho Power, Birkin, and then like the Heartless Experiment, just like those 3.
Those are the good ones. Yeah, so just those. So you have like 9 cards in your deck that then cost you life. Okay.
Yeah, and then the Gatherings because it's just a meta call, not because it self sacks.
Yeah.
But that
is he running mono black or is he doing black green?
You have to go black green. You have to play irises. Like you can't win without iris now.
Iris is too good. She should just basically be in every deck.
Yeah, like if you are playing a deck that has like that can play iris, play iris. Like
she's too good not to have right now.
Yeah, like the only decks that don't use her are like Wesker, because Wesker wants access to obliterate. That's really the only reason, right?
Yeah. No, like, actually, I was staring really hard at my Wesker deck. And I'm like, could I put an iris in there? I'm like, nah, I need the obliterate.
Yeah, because you want to beat purple. Yeah, but that's the only reason, right?
Although so you want to obliterate. If you ran green, then you could just do Wesker with some CC Yakus. There's no reason you couldn't theoretically.
Yeah, but like they'll just play into a zone and fly over your guy, and you know, it's just like obliterate's just a way better answer. So let's just use obliterate.
Yeah, then you just gotta have a bunch of just desserts.
Yeah, but just desserts negatable.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Or they can like do something, you can bounce it or whatever. I don't use bounces, but like they can bounce it. Like I was playing just desserts, and the reason I cut just desserts is like every time I hit a purple minion, they'll either negate or bounce my guy back, and it just fizzles and I lose.
Wow.
So I was like, okay, obliterates are coming in.
Yeah, I'm debating putting 1 just desserts in, and that's really just as an additional answer, really for red, green than anything else.
Yeah, I run one. I run 1 just because it is nice to have it in case you don't pull. So I've only pulled 1 obliterate, so I don't really have a choice.
Oh, I have 3, so I was just like,
okay. I've pulled 1. I still haven't even some of the main cards I need for green and black. I have barely pulled. So
no, I'm getting pretty good, guys. I'm getting, and I have not done pay to win, but I have almost all of the cards I want now. I was tilted, so I for some reason, I'm sure this is like baked into the game mechanics. I decided I'm gonna open up some card packs, but I've got like almost all the legendaries I would want now. I think I'm getting up there.
Yeah, since I started a new account, I have every deck besides Ryu because Ryu is so expensive, and I haven't hit any of the epics, which is ridiculous.
That's crazy.
I haven't hit any chain fires, I haven't hit any Leons, and I haven't hit any BB hoods.
That's awful. Like those are all like almost must-haves.
Yeah, so I was like, I don't have enough to build this deck, or I'm not even close to even using my dust, because like 800 a pop is a lot.
Oh,
that's crazy.
I'm only missing 1 legendary, guys. I'm only missing Dual Dragon Hadouken.
Yeah,
I'm missing I think 3. I need that one. I need the Wesker, and I think the Nergigante.
What do you think of that card anyways, though? Time Rocker, Dual Dragon Hadouken deals X damage to an enemy unit, where X is the number of units in the field plus 3. It's 4 cost.
Current meta, I literally don't like any removal card, any action cards that hit a target. I don't like them. Because right now with shield so rampant on almost everything other than Wesker and like a fellow Ryu, it's not even worth it. Exactly. It's the same reason I removed Jaggerlord's Judgment from my deck. It's just the same reason I removed Lady.
I remember you're like, I hate this card. I'm never using it again.
Yeah, I swapped it out for Colonel, and Colonel has been boss ever since I did that.
I think eventually we'll need to shift back to Chain Fires because I feel like it's really good against Wesker because you just deny the 7 heal, which is really important.
Well, that's what I have Shockwave for. So I swapped out Chainfire for Shockwave, and my main reason for that was I figure if I'm going to use Shockwave, it's one of starting, it's one less than Chainfire. But generally, if they're going to use a card to remove something, it's probably going to have less than 3 or less. So I can probably take it out, and I only use it on reaction anyway. I don't use it on my turn. And then if it's a green and they shield it, I figured, well, at least I get a charge out of it versus nothing. So I figured that's better for me to get something rather than nothing, and that's why I removed Chainfire over that.
Yeah, it's also against purple. Like people don't realize it, but like Chainfire versus purple is still good. Like you say you have to have everything. You need to have the fly, you need to have the minion and the negate. Like
yeah, you gotta have all that stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, you have like against purple, it makes them. I mean, you're already favored, but like with Chainfires, you're even more favored because now you need even more. The purple needs even more now, because right now against Ryu, like. The nice thing is because everyone cut their stuff for shields, I don't have to worry about having to negate. Like I have my negates there, but like I don't have to worry about getting like before. Like you just chain fire. Like your opponent will chain fire you. You negate. They say play a second chain fire. You're like, okay, I'm sad.
Yeah, because then you're screwed.
Yeah, and then you lose half your health.
Does the second one that play? I guess it wouldn't work in that order then. How does
it would actually do 5 and then 4?
It would do 5 and then 4.
Yeah.
So the second one played would actually do the 5 damage.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the first one that goes off. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool.
Because it goes by when you play the card, not when the card's active, not when the card is
resolved. I see. Okay.
Yeah, resolves.
Cool. Yeah. That's good to know.
So yeah, I think so. Just like a final thing, I think purple's gonna get more popular. I think Ryu will get more popular to counter it. And I think Wrath isn't refined yet, which is scary.
Yeah, right now it's just the immediate things, but it'll get splashed with something. I have a hard time seeing it not being red-green though. Like Reckless Charge or whatever it is just
Reckless Charge is bro.
Yeah, it's ridiculous right now. It needs if they're gonna do anything with the way it's designed now, it should at least be 2.
Yeah. The other thing is like. Right now, I think Feline is just not that strong, and I also think like we're just like there's ways to build the deck better. Like everyone has there's like different ways that people are building it, and I think it will be built to be even stronger, which is really scary.
Yeah, because if you pull Felines, those are other cards you chance pulling and having to play versus getting your combo card.
Yeah.
Instead of getting an action, you might be able to use on something.
Yeah, but you need more minions. Like
it makes it tough.
It's hard. I need to like sit down with water, jump it back to the hyper geometric calculator, and out.
Wait.
Bust out your Texas Instruments.
Wait, Steve, what the hell? You got a hyper geometric calculator?
No. You can type it in. It's online. It's like a hyper geometric calculator. It's basically like a thing that does stats, and like it makes it me and Water when we were building that Nerg deck, we're just on that calculator, discussing what number percentages we wanted for each situation, and then that's how we got the original list.
This is what happens.
For some reason, it's on StarTrek.com. Interesting.
Here I'll link it. We can put it in the description.
I'll put it in the show notes. Make sure to give me the link for it.
This is how you have 2 different players. You have True Asian over here who like does all this crazy lab work, and I just play and just go with Heart of the Cards.
I go for the face. That's all I need.
Oh, so you're a Wrath player now?
No. I go for face with Wesker, man.
I don't know. When I played you last night, buddy, you were Wrath.
I was all right. That was an experimental period. All right, what happened? Okay. What, you've
He's
never
like,
I
lost like 4 times against this. I think I might try it.
No, I was just. I will never do it again. I've never done it again. I'm gonna delete all of my Wrath cards.
We appreciate it.
Yeah.
Okay, so Time Rocker. Tell everybody where, when, how they can find you. Tell me a little bit again,
you can find me multiple places, usually at my house or at the gym. I'm kidding. Don't go there. Twitch TV, it's pretty simple. Time Rocker, it's easy to spell. Time Rocker, it's simple. And then Twitter, I think it's, what is it? Time_rocker is what it is for my Twitter. I think something like that. I mean, those are the main ones. I mean, there's Facebook too. I mean, if you just Google Time Rocker, it'll probably come up with everything, I think, at this point. I've been around long enough.
And Steven?
Just the normal stuff. The True Asian TP and the Twitter, and that's where you guys can find me.
Is it at the True Asian _HS, right?
Yeah.
What's the HS stand for again?
It was for Hearthstone. Because I was originally Hearthstone. Because I was original Hearthstone player.
I thought it was for Heart Stealer.
Oh, that's cute.
Oh, did he steal your heart?
Yeah, he has. I am
how cute.
at twitch.tv/SD Shepherd, youtube.com/social dissonance, Twitter at SD_Shepherd. Good episode. Hopefully, you all have found ways to survive, thrive, and most importantly, just enjoy Teppen. The good times always follow the bad times. If you're not enjoying the deck you're playing, make sure to switch it around. Otherwise, until maybe next week, maybe the week after, we're trying to go for weekly. If we skip a week, we're sorry. We were busy climbing the ladder. Until next time, though, thank you guys, and see you all later. Thank you all again.